Hello everyone. Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we are going to learn a very important concept in Java. Method overriding. I will explain everything step by step in very simple language so that beginners can easily understand. First, let's understand. What is method overriding? Method overriding is when a subclass provides its own implementation of a method that is already defined in the parent class. Method overriding occurs when a child class has a method with the same name, with the same parameters, with the same return type as a method in the parent class. In simple words, method overriding is equal to redefining a parent class method inside the child class. So whenever a child class changes the behavior of a parent class method, that is called method overriding. Now the question is, why do we need method overriding? Method overriding is needed to change or customize the behavior of a method in the child class. Let's understand the main reasons one by one. To provide specific implementation, parent class gives general behavior. Child class gives its own specific behavior. For example, animal sound, dog sound, bark, cat sound, meow. Here, every child class gives its own version of the sound method. To achieve runtime polymorphism, method overriding helps Java decide at runtime which method should be executed based on the object type. This is called dynamic method dispatch. So overriding is the main way to achieve runtime polymorphism in Java. To improve code reusability, common code is written in parent class. Child class modifies only what is needed. No need to rewrite everything again. This makes our code clean and reusable. To support inheritance properly, parent class provides structure. Child class enhances or modifies functionality. So overriding works perfectly with inheritance. To change existing behavior without modifying parent class, parent class code remains same. Child class can override and give new logic. This makes our program flexible and maintainable. In simple words, we need method overriding to modify, extend, or replace parent class behavior in the child class. Now let's understand the important rules that must be followed for method overriding. First, method name must be same. The method name in the child class must be exactly the same as in the parent class. Second, parameter list must be same. Number of parameters, type of parameters, order of parameters, all must be identical in parent and child class. Third, return type must be same. The return type of the overridden method must be the same as the parent class method. Fourth, must have inheritance relationship. Method overriding is possible only when parent class-child class relationship exists. Without inheritance, overriding is not possible. Fifth, access modifier rule. Child class method cannot reduce visibility. Allowed. Parent public. Child public. Not allowed. Parent public. Child private. Sixth, static methods cannot be overridden. Static methods belong to the class, not the object. Therefore, they cannot be overridden. Seventh, final methods cannot be overridden. If a method is declared as final in the parent class, it cannot be overridden in the child class. Eighth, private methods cannot be overridden. Private methods are not visible to the child class. So overriding is not possible. Ninth, at override annotation. Using at override is optional but recommended because it helps to avoid mistakes. Check overriding at compile time. Improve code readability. 10th method overriding supports runtime polymorphism. Method overriding is called runtime polymorphism because the method to be executed is decided at program runtime. The decision is based on the object type, not the reference type. This process is also known as dynamic method dispatch. One-line summary. For method overriding, name, parameters, and return type must be same in parent and child class, and it supports runtime polymorphism. Now let's understand this code step by step in a very simple way. First, we have a parent class called animal. Inside this animal class, we have a method called sound. The return type of this method is void. And it prints. Animal makes a sound. Now, we create a child class called dog. This dog class inherits the animal class using the extends keyword. So, class dog extends animal. Means dog is the child of animal. Inside the dog class, we again create a method called sound. But this time, it prints dog barks. Here, we are overriding the parent class method. So in this program, we achieve method overriding because in both animal class and dog class, we have a method with the same name sound, with the same return type void, and with the same parameters. That is why this is a perfect example of method overriding. Now let's move to the main class. Inside the main method, first, we create an object of animal class. Animal A is equal to new animal. Then we call the sound method using a.sound. Since A is the object of animal class, it will call the sound method of animal class. So the output will be animal makes a sound. Now, we create an object of dog class. Dog D is equal to new dog. Then we call the sound method using d.sound. This time, because D is the object of dog class, it will call the overridden sound method of dog class. So the output will be dog barks. Final understanding. Same method name. Same return type. Same parameters. But different implementation in child class. This is exactly what method overriding means. So that's all for this video. In the next video, we will learn a very important concept. Dynamic method dispatch. So stay tuned for that. Thanks for watching the channel. Stay connected.